Priya sat at her kitchen table, staring at a job ad in the newspaper. English required. It read in bold. She sighed. At 34, she felt stuck. Her job at the local shop was fine, but she wanted more. She dreamed of working in an office, talking to people from different places. But English stood in the way. She had tried before. In school, she didn't take English seriously. I'll never use it, she thought back then. Now, she regretted it. She had taken a few classes in her 20s. But work and family took over. Is it too late now? She wondered. Her younger brother always said, "You're smart, Priya. You can learn anything." But she wasn't so sure. 34 felt old for starting over. Still, something inside her whispered, "Try again." That night, she looked up beginner English videos on her phone. She found a YouTube channel. The stories were easy to follow. She listened to one about a girl learning English through cooking. Priya smiled. I cook too, she thought. Maybe I can learn like this. The next morning, she made a bold choice. She would give herself 1 year. 1 year to learn English. She told herself. No more waiting. And just like that, her journey began. Priya started with the basics. Hello, my name is Priya. She practiced every morning in front of the mirror. At first, it felt strange. Her tongue stumbled over the words. But she didn't stop. She wrote down new words in a notebook. Simple ones like book, pen, and table. She carried the notebook everywhere. When she waited for the bus, she reviewed her notes. When she cooked, she labeled items in the kitchen. Salt, spoon, stove. She joined a free online class with other adult learners. At first, she was nervous. What if I say something wrong? But the teacher smiled and said, "It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn." Priya made her first English friend in class. Maria from Brazil. They texted short messages like, "How are you?" and "What did you eat?" It felt exciting to talk to someone in English. Each day, Priya grew a little braver. She started understanding English signs around her town. She smiled when she read. Push to open. Learning was slow but steady. Some days were hard. Some days, she felt like giving up. But she remembered her promise. 1 year. Step by step. She told herself. 1 word at a time. 3 weeks into her learning journey, Priya hit her first wall. She had joined a local English meetup group. When it was her turn to speak, her mind went blank. She could hear her heart pounding. The words refused to come. After the meeting, she felt embarrassed. Maybe I'm not smart enough, she told herself. She thought about quitting. I'm too old for this, she whispered. But that evening, she rewatched a story. It was about a man who failed his first English test but kept going. Priya felt comforted. She realized learning a language is not about being perfect. It's about trying again. She wrote in her notebook. Mistakes are okay. I am learning. The next day, she returned to the group. She told them, I am nervous, but I want to try again. They clapped for her. She spoke slowly. My name is Priya. I work in a shop. It wasn't much, but it was progress. She left the meeting feeling proud. Not because she spoke perfectly, but because she didn't give up. That night, she smiled at herself in the mirror and said, You are doing well. Priya began to notice English everywhere. On the radio. In shop signs. On food labels. She realized the world had always been speaking to her. She just hadn't been listening closely. She made it a habit to watch English news with subtitles. She didn't understand everything. But she caught small phrases. Breaking news. Weather report. Sports update. Little by little. Her ear adjusted to the rhythm of English. She also watched English cooking shows. She learned words like chop, boil, mix, and serve. One day at work, a tourist asked her, "Where is the nearest ATM?" She smiled and answered, "Just down the street." That moment made her day. She started thinking in English sometimes. At the market. She would think, "Buy tomatoes. 2 kilos. It made her feel smart. The language was becoming part of her life. Not just something she studied, but something she lived. And for the first time in a long while, Priya felt powerful. One evening, while cooking dinner, Priya's younger niece came into the kitchen and asked, "Auntie, what is this in English?" pointing to turmeric. Priya smiled. "It's called turmeric in English too." Her niece clapped. "Wow, you know so many words." Later that night, Priya's mother said, "I've seen you practicing every day. I'm proud of you." Priya's heart swelled. Her family had always supported her. But now they could see her growth. She even helped her brother write an email in English. "You're amazing, Didi," he said. It felt good to be useful. To share what she was learning. At dinner, she began teaching her family English words just for fun. They laughed and learned together. English became a game at home. Priya realized that learning English wasn't just changing her. It was bringing her family closer too. One morning, a customer at her shop asked, Can I pay with card? Priya usually called her coworker for help. But this time she said, yes. Card is okay. They smiled and talked for 2 minutes. Priya understood every word. She felt like she was flying. After the customer left, she danced behind the counter. I did it, she whispered to herself. That one small conversation gave her so much confidence. She decided to practice speaking English for 5 minutes every day. No matter what. At home. She read aloud. At work. She practiced short phrases. She recorded her voice and listened for mistakes. It was uncomfortable at first. But she improved quickly. She even made short videos for her blog, sharing easy English tips. People started commenting. You speak clearly, and thanks for helping us learn. English was no longer scary. It was now her friend. 6 months into her learning journey, her boss approached her. Priya, there's a part-time office job opening. You'll need to speak and write basic English. Interested? Priya's heart skipped a beat. This was what she had dreamed of. Yes, she said without hesitation. That night, she practiced answering interview questions. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? She practiced again and again in front of the mirror. The interview wasn't perfect. She forgot a word. She paused a lot. But she smiled. Stayed calm. And used every phrase she had learned. 2 days later, her boss called. You got the job. Priya couldn't believe it. She cried tears of joy. She wasn't just learning English anymore. She was changing her life. At her new job, Priya met 2 coworkers who also wanted to learn English. They were shy, just like she had been. She offered to help. During lunch breaks, they practiced together. She taught them greetings, common work phrases, and how to write emails. Priya started a small English group at work. They called it Learn and Lunch. Every week, more people joined. Priya shared her TalesFluency videos and gave vocabulary tips. She was no longer just a learner. She had become a teacher. Helping others made her feel stronger. It reminded her how far she had come. She realized something powerful. Learning English wasn't just a personal goal. It was a way to lift others too. 1 year had passed. Priya opened her notebook from the beginning. She saw the first words. Hello. My name is Priya. Now. She could write full paragraphs. She could speak to customers, co-workers, and friends in English. She even helped a tourist find a hotel last week. She reflected on the hard days. The doubt. The fear. The confusion. And she smiled. Because she had pushed through all of it. She remembered the day she started. The fear in her heart. The simple choice she made. And now. Here she was. Confident. Capable. Proud. Priya now shares her story in community centers. She tells others. It's never too late. You may feel scared. She says. But take that first step. Start with a simple word. Make a promise to yourself. She encourages people over 30 to believe in their power. Age is just a number. She says. Your mind still learns. Your heart still dreams. She holds up her notebook and smiles. This changed my life. One word at a time. And maybe. Her story can help change yours.